Hey you all, this is Brian and you are watching the Dark Age channel.
Today, we confront a reality many prefer to ignore, the inevitability of disaster. Whether it's the wrath of nature or human-made catastrophes, the question isn't if, but when we will face the next challenge. In moments of crisis, the line between survival and tragedy can be razor thin, and yet many fall into traps that not only jeopardize their own survival, but that of others as well. We'll explore 7 things you shouldn't do when in disaster scenarios. These could turn dire situations into fatal outcomes. These aren't just oversights. They're profound errors that undermine our resilience and capacity to endure when society's fabric unravels. Your experiences, insights, and reflections are invaluable, so please share them in the comments below. Together, we can forge a path to greater awareness and readiness. Let us proceed with open eyes and a resolve to learn, prepare, and protect what is most precious. Number 7. Stealing from others. In the bleak aftermath of disaster, when law and order may fray at the edges and the veneer of civilization is tested, the temptation to take from others, to see the survival of one as predicated on the deprivation of another, can emerge as a dark impulse. This approach, grounded in desperation and opportunism, not only erodes the ethical foundations upon which societies are built, but also ignites a cycle of hostility and retribution that undermines the collective efforts towards recovery and rebuilding. To plan for survival at the expense of others is a path fraught with moral peril and practical dangers, a betrayal of the principles of mutual aid and cooperation that have historically enabled humanity to transcend its darkest hours. The essence of true preparedness lies in self-reliance and ethical conduct, in the foresight to anticipate needs and the diligence to address them through one's own efforts. Preparation is not merely the accumulation of supplies, but the development of skills and the fostering of resilience, both personal and communal. It is a commitment to facing adversity with integrity, ensuring that one's survival does not come at an unconscionable cost to others. Number 6. Stockpile seeds without learning gardening skills. The act of stockpiling seeds without the requisite gardening skills is akin to hoarding treasure without a key. This oversight, rooted in a false sense of security, overlooks the harsh truth that food sustainability in the aftermath of disaster requires far more than a mere collection of seeds. It demands an intimate knowledge of the soil, an understanding of the seasons, and the hands-on expertise to turn seeds into sustenance. Without these skills, the seeds remain but dormant promises of food, their potential untapped, as the shadow of hunger looms ever closer. The path to food sustainability begins with the soil beneath our feet. Simple steps to start a garden involve first understanding your local climate and soil type, selecting appropriate crops that can thrive in your environment, testing the soil, preparing beds with proper aeration and drainage, and learning organic pest control methods are foundational practices. These initial steps are critical, yet they barely scratch the surface of agricultural knowledge necessary for a garden to flourish. Engagement with local gardening communities offers a wellspring of knowledge and support. These communities, bound by a shared recognition of gardening's critical role in resilience, are invaluable resources for both novice and experienced gardeners alike. Here, wisdom is shared, seeds are exchanged, and the collective spirit of perseverance strengthens. In today's digital age, online educational content further democratizes access to agricultural knowledge. From tutorial videos to forums where gardeners exchange tips and troubleshoot issues, the internet is a vital resource for those seeking to cultivate their gardening skills. Number 5. Ignore self-defense and security training. In the stark and unforgiving aftermath of disaster, when the thin veil of civility may be torn asunder, the critical role of self-defense and security training becomes undeniable. This is not the realm of fear-mongering, but a sober acknowledgement of the potential for human desperation and opportunism to rise amidst the chaos. The neglect of self-defense and the fortification of one's premises is a grave oversight, one that leaves individuals and families exposed to the predations not just of the elements, but of those who might seek to exploit the vulnerabilities of others. The essence of self-defense in such contexts extends beyond the mere ability to wield a weapon. It encompasses a comprehensive understanding of situational awareness. conflict de-escalation, and the judicious use of force. True security is not found in the escalating of arms, but in the balanced application of preventative measures and the capability to protect oneself and loved ones with measured, effective responses. Securing one's premises, similarly, is a multifaceted endeavor. It involves not just physical barriers, but a strategic approach to visibility, community networking, and even the psychological deterrence of showing preparedness. These are not skills and knowledge innate to all, but must be learned and practiced with diligence. Avenues for acquiring these vital skills are more accessible than many might think. Community safety programs offer invaluable resources and training, fostering not only individual competence but a collective security consciousness. Self-defense courses, ranging from martial arts to practical defense workshops, equip individuals with the physical and mental tools to navigate threatening situations. Moreover, these programs often emphasize the ethical considerations of self-defense, ensuring that the use of force is always measured, appropriate, and, when possible, a last resort. Number 4. Use the lone wolf approach. The allure of the lone wolf approach, a solitary stand against the chaos during disastrous times, can seem a noble pursuit. Yet, this path, chosen by those who believe they can face the storm alone, is fraught with peril and profound misunderstanding of human vulnerability and interdependence. The grim truth is that isolation in times of crisis amplifies risk, not only endangering the individual, but potentially compromising the broader efforts of survival and recovery within a community. Survival is not merely a test of physical endurance, but a complex interplay of skills, resources, and, critically, shared knowledge and support. The lone wolf approach dismisses the invaluable strength found in collective wisdom and mutual aid. In the raw reality of a post-disaster world, the challenges one faces, securing food and water, maintaining shelter, and ensuring personal safety, are magnified tenfold when faced alone. The psychological toll of isolation, coupled with the absence of immediate aid in medical emergencies or defense against threats, can swiftly transform a survivable situation into a dire one. The historical tapestry of human survival and resilience is woven not from solitary figures, but from the bonds of communities, groups of individuals who pooled their strengths, resources, and intellects to overcome adversity. It is within the framework of community that individuals find not just safety, but the collective hope and moral support vital for enduring the darkest times. Number 3. Underestimate the importance of basic first aid and medical knowledge. The importance of basic first aid and medical knowledge emerges not just as a skill, but as a critical lifeline in disaster scenarios. This is a realm where professional medical assistance may be delayed or entirely inaccessible, turning minor injuries into potential death sentences and transforming preventable conditions into fatal outcomes. The essence of first aid and medical knowledge in survival situations cannot be overstated. Bleeding control, CPR, and the ability to treat burns or fractures can mean the difference between life and death. These are the moments where timely and informed intervention can halt the grim march towards preventable tragedy. Yet, many overlook this aspect of preparedness, lulled into a false sense of security by the proximity of hospitals and clinics, not realizing that in the wake of disaster, such amenities might as well be worlds away. The path to rectifying this oversight is through education and practice. Courses in basic first aid and CPR are widely available and often affordable, designed to equip civilians with the skills to save lives in the critical moments before professional help arrives. Beyond formal training, individuals should seek to understand the basics of wound care, disease prevention, and symptom management, especially in environments where exposure to the elements, contaminated water, or unsanitary conditions can escalate medical emergencies. Equally important is the assembly of a comprehensive first aid kit, tailored not just to the generic recommendations, but to the specific needs and medical conditions of oneself and one's dependents. Such a kit becomes an indispensable tool in the hands of those armed with the knowledge and confidence to use it effectively. Number 2, ignore psychological and emotional preparedness. The resilience of the human psyche is both our greatest asset and our most vulnerable front. The turmoil and chaos unleashed in times of crisis tests not just our physical endurance but our mental and emotional fortitude as well. It is a stark reality that, amidst the rush to secure water, food, and shelter, the silent crisis of mental health often goes unnoticed, its significance overshadowed by immediate survival needs. Yet, neglecting the psychological dimensions of disaster preparedness can lead to profound repercussions, debilitating the very essence of our capacity to persevere. The journey toward mental and emotional resilience begins with acknowledging the immense stress and trauma that disasters can inflict. These are times when fear, loss, and uncertainty can consume the mind, leading to decision paralysis or detrimental coping mechanisms. Strategies to maintain mental well-being, therefore, are not mere adjuncts to survival plans. They are essential components. Stress management techniques, such as deep breathing exercises, meditation, and structured routines, can offer solace and stability amidst chaos. These practices do not require equipment or extensive preparation. They demand mindfulness and the willingness to confront and manage one's inner turmoil. Resources for building psychological resilience are both formal and informal, ranging from mindfulness apps and online therapy services to community support networks and group counseling sessions. Engaging in regular mindfulness exercises can strengthen mental fortitude, preparing the mind to face adversities with calmness and clarity. Community support networks, on the other hand, provide a sense of belonging and collective strength, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Number 1. Focus on equipment, not skills. A common pitfall lies in the overemphasis on accumulating gear while neglecting the cultivation of essential survival skills. This misstep is not just an oversight, it's a critical error that can drastically reduce one's chances of survival in the face of calamity. The allure of high-tech gadgets and state-of-the-art equipment can be deceiving, leading many to believe they are well prepared when, in fact, they are vulnerably unequipped in the skills that matter most. Skills such as food production, water purification, and navigation form the backbone of true survival capability. These are the competencies that sustain life beyond the initial aftermath of a disaster, enabling individuals to adapt and thrive in changed environments. Food production, for example, is not merely about planting seeds. It's about understanding the soil, climate, and sustainable farming practices to ensure a reliable food source. Similarly, water purification transcends the simple act of filtering water. It involves knowing how to locate and treat water from natural sources, ensuring its safety for consumption. Navigation, too, is critical in situations where digital devices may fail, requiring a return to compass and map to find one's way. Acquiring these skills is a commitment to survival that goes beyond the checkout card. It requires engagement with classes, workshops, and practical sessions designed to impart real, hands-on experience. These educational experiences are investments in your resilience, offering knowledge that remains invaluable when gadgets fail or are lost. Alternative strategies for resource acquisition, grounded in the principles of reciprocity and community solidarity, offer a path forward that strengthens social bonds rather than tearing them asunder. Bartering, the exchange of goods and services without the medium of currency, allows individuals to meet their needs through mutual assistance, leveraging diverse skills and resources for the common good. Mutual aid networks, where communities come together to pool resources and support one another, exemplify the power of collective action in the face of shared challenges.